Welcome back to another video. So this is the part 2 for the question find students with the study spiral patterns. So we are stuck on the test case, like where the uh, student ID is 12, and when we see in the test case, so like for the student ID 12, which is like here, we find something like the day difference from the, if you see for the 10, 12, 12, 16, 17, 22, for the different subject. Okay, so we have to work on our session, the previous date. Okay, we have to work on this thing, the previous date pattern. Okay, so like I am cancel this or delete this, and we start here from very basic. Okay, so this is perfect. As we see, we are here just ordering the table with the help of leg, so that we get the previous date for the each student ID order by the session date. Okay, so now we are going to make another table, another temporary table name as flagged as. So here we just get a flag, gap flag, which is like, if you see, so select everything comma, we have a case when which is like our previous date, we are working on previous date, is null, or the day difference is like the session date comma the previous date, which is should be the less than equal to 2. Okay, so then what it gives is 0 else 1. Okay, and end as we name as gap flag. Okay, which is very simple. So here what we did, we get another table name as flagged, where we see a column name as a gap flag, where if the condition like the previous date is null or less than 2, then it returns 0, otherwise return 1. Okay, so this is very simple now. And end as from the table ordered session. Okay, and now it is like very good. And here we grouped this, getting the sum, so that we find are we going good or not. Okay, so like for the 0 we get 0, and for the 1 we get something greater than 1. Okay, understand? So grouped as select everything comma sum, the gap flag over the partition by what do you think? The partition by student ID, because we want everything for the student, na? So student ID order by what? The session date. Okay, session date, name as group from the table flagged. Okay, perfect, fine. So now here we get everything what we want. So select g dot student ID from the grouped comma s dot student name, because we are going to join the grouped table and the students table. Okay, that is why I make the g dot or s dot. Okay, so student student name comma the major and the count of distinct g dot subject. Okay, why g dot subject? Because when if we get from the study session, it will different. Okay, so because we are ordering everything, like we first find the previous date, then we get the group, we get the flagged for the 0 and the 1, and in group table we got everything what we want. Okay, like the sum and the everything which is in the order session table. Okay, so count g dot subject as the cycle length and the sum of same g dot r study. Okay, g dot r study as the total study hours. Perfect. So from which table? From the group table, alias as g join which table? Join the students table. Good. Alias as s on what basis? On g dot student id equal to s dot student id. Perfect, fine. Okay, so now we have to group by everything. Everything is like the student id, name and the major. Okay, and the condition is like having the count of everything or the session should be greater than equal to 6. Very good. And the another is the distinct subject or the count of distinct subject should be greater than equal to 3. Okay, greater than equal to 3. And we have to order by is like the cycle length. So where is cycle length? Cycle length as descending order, and the total study hour also in descending order. Okay, total study hour descending order. Anything else? Nothing. So now run this and let's see, are we pass the test? So okay, what is happening here? Comma, okay, so which is good na? Comma flagged as select. Okay, this is like here. Okay, this bracket is not needed. Now run this. And let's see. Okay, still we miss something. What do we miss? Okay. Let's check again. Okay, so for the ordered we have everything and like the session date over partition by the student id and order by the session date, which is good as the previous date. Flagged as the previous date is null case when previous date is null, or the date difference session id and the previous date should be less than equal to 2, then 0 else 1, and as gap flag from this table. Okay, and in grouped as select everything, sum of the gap flag over partition by the student id and the order by session date as the group from flagged. Okay, and the student id, name, count, distinct subject as cycle length. We use here the cycle length greater than should be 0. Why? Okay. So I think something we miss in group by. What you say? What do you think? Like we have to group from the group table this column also, g dot group. Now run this, because like we are extracting everything from the group. Yeah, fine. Okay, you see it's run. Perfect. So like if you see in the group table, we have everything and the grouped column also. Okay, so we have to group based on the like the 0 and 1 flag, the sum as well, because like there we have 0 0 0 and somewhere is 2 5, the sum of the 1 1 1. So until we are not group the value based on the student id, name and the major and the flag, gap flag, or we can say the group, then we not get the perfect answer. Okay, so the main thing is missing here is in previous video we have to very focus while working on group by. Okay, so this is the only thing, that is why I have to, I think, like make the second part also. So now submit this and let's see is there anything like the another test case we have. Okay, perfect. So one test case is also missing here. So if you see the cycle length is 3 and it return but not want in this table. Okay, so let's use this test case also and solve this. Okay, so for the student id 1, okay, so for the student id 1 it gave the cycle length is 3, the math physics chemistry. Okay, so but in our condition what is there, the cycle length at least 3 subject. Okay, which is fine. So the date difference also 1 2 3 4 5 6, perfect. And the session id also. Okay, let's see the wrong answer again. Perfect. Computer science and mathematics. Where is the computer science, huh? Okay, for the first student we have a computer science, fine, and the total sum is 15. Is this 15? So 5 and 5 and 5, yeah, 15. Okay, so if you see in our condition we have the spiral should be like the continuous form, like math physics chemistry, but here if you see it change like the math chemistry and the physics. Okay, so now we have to do something with the subject so that it gave the perfect answer. Okay, so like we have to add a more table for this question. Like what do you want, should I create the third part also? Okay, so which is maybe a good thing, the third part. Okay, so next video is for the this test case. Okay, so we are going to use more table, like for the rank for the each subject, or the pattern, we have to check the pattern as well. Okay, so we have to use like 1 or 2 table also, the temporary table. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Understand this, our concept should be we have to learn everything. Okay, not just a solve question and get a better rank in a LeetCode. Okay, our concept is we have to learn every step, why we use this and how to use this. Okay, the data analyst, data scientist are those who are know how to use thing, not just solve the question there are something which is used, like why you use some concept, like why you use DATEDIFF, why you using these temporary table. Okay, so everything has a psychology behind it. So we are going to make another video for this test case. Okay, so thank you for watching the video. Stay tuned for the next video.